there we go. I think we got it. Yep, I'm happy with that. So let's not use it too much on my internet. Okay, I'm back. And yeah, so I'm probably going to do a stream, probably about an hour long. And it's to pretty much catch up with content that I've been buying for streaming. I just haven't been streaming. Long story short, I don't think there is a way to fix my internet permanently now. So I'm going to have to start thinking about broad into other social medias. One of them being is YouTube. And possibly doing like Instagram/TikTok, like 30-second kind of promo vids. So hopefully that would work. So yeah, I've got the floof on today. I got no gel. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm just checking my other settings for my stream, because I'm a professional streamer and I always check my settings before streaming. Of course I do. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Music's randomized. Oh yeah. Right, so well, in a minute I'm gonna flip cameras to go to my other desk over here, which is why all that light's coming from. And then yeah, we're gonna have to see what I'm doing. So basically we're gonna have a look at commander sets from Magic the Gathering. But not just that, in particular the Warhammer 40,000 or 40k universe. Hopefully my microphone can pick me up over there. I'll probably will swing the microphone around a bit more, but I'll do that now. Okay, that's as far as it's gonna go. Fine. Okay, it's still there. You could just see the outline there of the of the microphone there. Okay, so basically, yeah, I'm doing an unboxing, and I've also got some new sleeves that I'm gonna use on them as well. Anyway, let me flick over to a different camera. There we go. Hopefully you guys can still hear me there. Just gonna slide my chair across. Wave my hands there. Might be too bright, might dim it down a little bit. There we go, that looks a little bit more reasonable there. So, basically, what we're looking at today is I've got Magic the Gathering, Universes Beyond, the Warhammer 40k Commander set. This is the Tyrannid Swarm, which obviously fire, water, and forest energy for that one there. So we'll be having a look at that box there in a second. We've also got the Chaos version, which is the Ruinous Powers on there, which obviously uses fire, swamp, and water on that, or mountain. I should say that probably. That's mountain, that's swamp, and that's island. I haven't played Magic the Gathering quite a long time, at least 10 years plus. So just remember, guys, there's a couple of things you need to know. One is, I have no idea how to play commander decks. So today it's just literally going to unboxing them, having a look at the cards, and then also looking at some awesome, really shiny, some sleeves. That's a matte black, even though it's really shiny on my ring light, and that's some blood red ones there as well. I've never heard of Dragon Shield, but then I'm probably classed as a boomer now. Back in my day, it was the Ultra Pro sleeves I normally use, but apparently these are better. So, I've got Calco Cow in the chat. How you doing there, buddy? Hopefully you can hear me over the music. It's not too loud. Hopefully you can hear me because the microphone is actually quite a bit away from me. I'm gonna try see if I can make it taller, spin it around a bit more. Problem is it might pick up my PC noise. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Anyway, let's tone the light down a bit on these. Oh, that's a lot better. There we go. So you guys can actually see the two sets I've got going on here. Let's see. Let's do the Chaos one first. And then with that, I'm also going to be unboxing them as well. So let's just get the shields out of the way, because I will be sleeving these up. Turn the mic up a bit. The mic is on maximum on Streamlabs. If I turn up any more on Windows, it will pick up my PC fan noise. And then you'll be able to hear all the lovely noises that a PC will make that you shouldn't be able to hear. I also need to let you guys know that you could also use this box as a deck protector as well, because obviously you can tell they can hold 100. That's why there's a gap there. So once it fills out, all 100 sleeves can be used. Let's not take all of them out. Let's not be an idiot, Ross. Let's take a look at these. Hey, they're nice. See, that's nice. I know it looks shiny, but that's actually a matte. That's the shiny side, as you can tell, as it reflects off the light. That's really nice. I actually quite like them. Right, so let's put them aside. Right, let's open this gently. The one thing I'm a bit annoyed with, just before we begin, on the box you might see there's a crease there. I'll try and show it to you. There, you can see it just there. You can thank Amazon for that. Thank you, Amazon, for not actually looking after these, as I'm going to have them on display. What's the best way to open it? Probably from the bottom, because then I can always re-tape them back up at the bottom and you can't see them, so I can have them freestanding. So let's go for the bottom. Hopefully not tear too much. Oh. Worst comes to worst, and if I can afford it, I'll buy another one of these and just keep it sealed. Okay. Why is nothing coming out? Oh, I see. Does that slide out? Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Okay, okay. Let's put that to the side. So, oh, that's the box. That's quite cool. So there's a deck protector box for that one there. So you know what? I am going to set that one up. Very nice. It's not the best box one. It's only a basic one. I mean, eventually I'll probably want to swap them to something like these, where they're a bit more durable than that one there. But for the minute, yeah, I can use them. That's fine. I'm happy with that. So, oh, it's a side. Okay, side slide. So if I do that, okay, I think that's everything. He says. Some of these are punchable, so you can take this out and take that out. I'm not too sure why you would, but look, you can. Okay, so. Oh, that's handy. Oh, I like that. So this is to keep track of your lives. I like that a lot. And what's that? Does that go from 20 to 40, was it? Yeah. That's quite impressive. I actually quite like that. Because that's one way to keep track of how many lives you have when you're playing the game. So I like that one. Is this a how-to? Or is this a poster? It's a poster. magic colours. Here we go. In the world of Magic the Gathering, a card colours reflects the beliefs and ideologies of a spell. Here's a brief look at what each colour stands for. So in this particular deck, I believe it was Mountain, Swamp and Island. So this has knowledge, it has power, and it has emotion. In this case it has chaos, it has death, it has control. So I love that. It's like my type of style of play. Some information about one of the dark gods. That's quite cool. Oh, both of them. That's actually quite impressive. That's quite cool. And on the other side is your primary commander and secondary commander. Okay. This is kind of cool. I actually quite like stuff like this. Like they put a lot of effort into making it all neat and tidy and nice. Right, let's put that there. Right. So obviously there's two parts of card. Wait. Oh, I see. I didn't realize I get two. Beautiful. So that one's all of it's holographic. I don't know if you can tell. This is shiny, but you can see the rainbow effect on it. This one isn't all holographic, but the gold trim is like a shiny gold. That's kind of cool. Right, so let's start going through these and start label them up. Lord of Change. That was quite cool. Anyway, I'm reading it before I even open it, so let's try and find. Where are you? Oh, is that it there? Yeah, I got it. It's not snapping. May have to do this the old way. Yeah. Just get at it. So I presume, and I could be wrong here, please someone tell me, if someone ever plays the game now, because I'm way out of touch, commander decks are 100 card decks. Whoa. Stop running away, there we go. I remember, back in my day, you either played 60 or 40 card decks. And you didn't really have a commander as such, you just play the game as you would. Right, so pick this up very carefully. So that's quite cool. So Abaddon, the spoiler, legendary creature of the Astaris warrior. He's 1 island, 1 swamp, 1 mountain, and 2 colorless to cast. He's a 5/5. He has trample, which, if I remember right in the rules, means it would deal damage to the creature, and if there's any damage that's past the toughness of the creature, it carries over to the player. And then obviously in this one has the Mark of Chaos Ascendant. During a turn, spells you cast on your hand with mana value of X or less have Cascade. I don't know what Cascade is, so somebody may have to explain it to me. Where X is the total amount of life your opponent has lost this turn. Okay, so with that then, the way you want to play that card is you want to do damage before you play the creature spell. Let's test out these cards. Oh, it's quite tight. Which is good, that means they won't slip out. There we go, that's quite nice, quite sexy. And yeah, trying to focus on that one there so you can see. It's quite nice. And this is the other commander card. So Belakor, the Dark Master. So, legendary creatures, this is a Demon Noble. 6/5 with 1 island, 1 swamp, 1 mountain, and 3 colorless. Has flying. And the abilities is Prince of Chaos. So when Belakor, the Dark Master, enters the battlefield, so when you just summoned him, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of demons you control. So, it's not a may, you have to, so be careful how and when you play this card. It can be a boon, but it can also kill you off very quickly. He's also the Lord of Torment. Whenever another demon enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. That's quite overpowered. It's a nice way to try and remove creatures very early on before the combat stage. So I like that. So it sounds weird. I actually prefer this over Abaddon. But then again, I don't know the tactics to this deck yet, so maybe Abaddon is maybe the better card. I don't know. You have to tell me, guys, at home. So yeah, it's 2. Oh, here we go. Here's the... Yeah, so I'm normally used to standard. And then I've also played 40 card decks, but it was never called a booster draft. Booster draft is quite popular on the online Magic Arena game. But yeah, this is the commander deck. Each player chooses a legendary creature to be the commander and builds a 99 card deck around that creature. And then, pretty much very similar to how I used to play it. You begin by untapping. If something's tapped, you draw your card. Main phase, you play land. If you want to play it, if you want to play it at your main stage, then cast your creatures and spells. Then combat, and then main phase again. This is where you could play a land afterwards, just in case your opponent tries anything to try and destroy your land there. But you can also cast creatures at this point as well, game, and then creatures heal past the turn. So that's the simple rule there. So we'll go for each of these, and I'm going to sleeve them. We'll just go for each one. So land. Alright, so chances are a lot of these are going to be lands. So I'm just going to quickly start. Oh, come on. Cool, these are definitely sticky. Not very. They're definitely a lot thicker than what I'm used to. And I'm used to like the Ultra Pro cards. Oh my god, why can't I do this? Right, stay, open. I'm glad I've got some kind of music in the background to disguise me fumbling. Alright, we'll put the lands to the side. Let's get a load of these sleeves out. Turn them right around so I can get hold of them. Get through this as quick as I can, guys. So, to get you guys an idea of what land is a source of mana which is needed to cast spells and to summon creatures. So, when I was showing you the 2 commanders, they need a requirement for them to be casted. So, Belakor needed 1 of these islands. It also requires a swamp, and it also requires a mountain, and then 2 others, or 3 others, sorry. And that could be any 3, so that's a lot of mana. That's 6 mana just to cast this 1 creature. Now you don't have to keep tapping it to use it, you just need to use it the once just to bring them onto the board. Oh, the last island here, and then we're going to swamps. All Magic the Gathering cards is based on you need some sort of land or mana in order to produce the results that you want. There are some cards that don't cost anything at all, that you can just literally just play them. But most of the time they have a sub-cost in the spell that does require some sort of mana or some sort of sacrifice. So, get through this as quick as I can. Being the fact it's a 100 card deck, I'm quite intrigued to see how much mana there actually is in this. Because I've never played 100 cards in terms of Magic the Gathering. Normally it's either 60 or 40. So, if you guys want to ask any questions, by all means, I'll just lean over. I can see my chat from here, to my PC to my left of me. Or if people just want to chill out, lurk in the background, by all means, listen to my voice. I don't know how good my voice is for ASMR, but if it works for you, it works for you. Oh, here comes some mountains. Having a guess, I haven't counted, but there's got to be at least 10 of each, because that should be more than enough. And then that's obviously going to be 30% of your deck. That's going to be mana. Wow, almost 30%. On average, it'll be like 1 in 3 that you should be able to pull mana in order to play the game. Someone at home, or someone who's watching this, may have to let me know that if I play Commander... Oh, the first card. Oh, it's a named land. Okay, so before I put this one away... So it might be okay to read. Won't be too shiny. Let's have a... Come on. You gonna focus? Yeah, it might be too shiny. Hang on a minute. Let me take this out. Try not to touch it too much. So this is a Terramorphic Expanse. Oh, and what I was going to say, if someone wants to tell me, do I play the commander out first? Like, do I have to find them in the deck, or can I just play them already on the field? Someone let me know, that'd be great. Anyway, my first named land, this is Terramorphic Expanse. So it's a land that if I was to tap this and sacrifice this card, I can search my library for a basic land card, so that's any of the mountains, swamps and islands I've got, and put it on the battlefield tapped and shuffle. So this is kind of good, because this is kind of like, it gives me a choice of any free mana that I need, which is really, really useful. If I'm really stuck for mana and I need a colour choice, see I had no islands, I would use this to sacrifice to get an island. Which is really useful. Do I have another one of them? No. Ooh. So dual colour one. Swiftwater Cliffs. So basically, when I play this, it comes in tapped already, so I can't use it until my next turn. But it says when Swiftwater Cliffs enters the battlefield, I gain a life. It's quite nice, just gain an extra life. And then when I want to use this, I can either add island or a mountain to my mana pool. So this is actually a really good card, especially the fact that it obviously gives you life as well. Now, my knowledge goes that you start with 20 lives, but I could be wrong. Oh, got another land. Oh, shiny and gold. Hang on before I put it away. Path of Ancestry. So it's land. Path of Ancestry enters the battlefield tapped. And if I was to use it, add 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity. So what that means is that my commanders will use mountains, swamps and islands, so that's what I'm going to use. When that mana is spent to cast a creature spell that shares a... creature spell that shares a creature type with a commander scry 1. I think that's where you can check the top card of your library, and you can either leave it there or put it at the bottom of your library. That's a good way for like searching for cards, especially if you're desperate to look for one. So that's quite cool. I like that. Let's get some more sleeves out. Forgotten Cave. So Forgotten Cave comes into Battlefield tapped. Hopefully you can read that there. Add one mountain, or use cycling for one mountain, and basically I can discard and draw a card. So if I'm desperate, I can sacrifice this by paying one mountain, sacrifice this, and I can draw an additional card. Which is quite handy. Especially if your hand is rubbish, you need to get through those cards. That's quite useful. Evolving Wilds. Land. Tap. Sacrifice Evolving Wilds. Hang on. You can see it. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped and shuffled. So yet again, another one where you can search for one-year lands. Dismal Backwater. Lovely. So this is an island and swamp. I am trying to, come on, focus. God damn it, why won't you focus? There you go. Dismal Backwater into the battlefield tap. When Dismal Backwater enters the battlefield, you gain a life. And then you can add an island or a swamp. I like that. The caption at the bottom. Armageddon has become a site of holy pilgrimage, for the orcs. A planet where the fighting never stops. Because in the future there is only war. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Command Tower. It's quite intriguing. Tap. Add one mana of any colour to your commander's colour identity. That's pretty cool. Now here's the thing. These cards are only good when your commander is out, I presume. So if your commander ever dies, I presume you can still play on. But then these cards just become blank lands that cannot be used. So we've got to be careful. Ooh, my first artifact. Here we go. Here we go. So artifacts are colourless, hence why they're silver bordered. And it costs one mana to produce. This is the Wayfarer's Bauble. Hopefully you can read that there, sorry. So for 2 mana, tap, sacrifice Wayfarer's Bauble, and search a library for a basic land card. Put that card into the battlefield tap. Now an artifact is completely different to land. It has its own category. So that's quite good, because at any time you feel like you're crapping out of mana, or someone destroys your mana or lands, it's a good way of trying to chase up some of that mana. Another artifact, the Commander's Sphere, costs 3 mana to cast. Tap, add one colour, add 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity, or I can sacrifice the sphere to draw a card. That's a good card. Don't know which one's better. This one's just good to draw a card, but at least with Wayfarer you search the entire library for a land, so it depends what you're after. Ooh, sorcery. Okay, so sorceries are spells. So they're not creatures itself there, but they do effects on the battlefield. So this one has Cascade. And I like this, it actually explains what Cascade is. So Cascade, when you cast a spell, exile cards from the top of your library until it exiles a non-land card that costs less. So a non-land is literally like a creature card that costs less than this card, right? You may cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the exiled card on the bottom of your library in a random order. I see. So I can either pay the cost or pay a cascade. And then for this one, it's return target permanent to its owner hand. So that's good. Say if like someone had a beefy creature that was about to use against me. I don't know. Say like a 10/10. I would cast this to put that back in that person's hand to delay them, you know, from using it. Of course, I could also use it on myself. And because it's a permanent means pretty much anything in the game that stays in the game. So, you know those lands I had that gives you 1 life when you play that mana? I could bring that back to my hand, play that back out, and gain another life. I don't know if that's a strategy or not, but you know. Oh, I love these cards. I remember these cards. Dark Ritual. So, you pay 1 swamp, but it adds 3 temporary swamps for that 1 turn only, hence why it's instant. If you get one of them on your first turn, you can cast so much things on that first turn with that. It's such a big, huge ramp to have that. Brainstorm. There we go. So for 1 mana, it's an instant I can draw 3 cards, and then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library anywhere. So I like this because it means that you can clear up your hand a little bit better when you need to. And because it's an instance, you can cast that anytime you wish, even if it's during the opponent's turn. So if you feel like you need an edge in your hand, and you got plenty of mana to use, but got nothing against your opponent, play one of them as a last minute gambit, and you never know, you might get yourself a decent card that you're after. Actually, grab a drink. I'm just gonna change the category from just chatting to Magic the Gathering if I can find it. There we go. Sorry, just wanted to update it so then people can actually find me. I was just talking earlier on. I should have done this earlier on. What have we got next? Temple of the False God. That sounds awesome. It's a land that when tapped adds 2 colorless mana. So that basically means it's not colorless mana is not assigned to a property of land, but colorless mana means that as for example, if I can just bring up this one, in that top corner you might see the color tabs there, the mountain, swamp and the island, and it says free. Hopefully you can see it if I do it like that. You can see the number 3? Well, the number 3 is free colorless, so this will go towards the free colorless. However, it says activate only if you control 5 or more lands. So that's not a bad thing. Not good if it's in your first hand. I would probably call a mulligan on that one. But definitely like maybe a 3rd turn onwards, that'd be good for that one. Molten Slag Heap. This is awesome. So it's a swamp mountain. I can tap it to add 1 colorless. I can pay a mana and tap this, and I can put a storage counter on it. And then if I tap 1 mana, I can remove X storage counters from Molten Slag Heap and add X mana in any combination of swamps of that. So I can slowly build up counters on this for later on that I might require. Now obviously once you've used up that swamp or mountain, it's gone for good. So this one is more of like a bank. So you would bank the counters and then use the counters to turn them into swamps and mountains. It's quite a nice card. What have we got here? Crumbling Necropolis. It's a land type. Crumbling Necropolis. Necropolis enters the battlefield tapped, but when you tap it, it can add either an island, a swamp, or a mountain. Just your generic multicolored land. Really nice. Really like that one. Oop. Put that one in. I think, oh Christ, there's loads to go. And there's me thinking I'll stream for about an hour. I'll probably have to stream for about 2 hours now. I don't know if I can open up the other deck if I have time. I'll try if I can. This is the Baron Moor land type. Baron Moor enters the battlefield tapped. If you tap it, adds one swamp. If you recycle by paying a swamp, discard a card, draw a card. So, a nice way of getting cards into your hands. Just to let you guys know, you can only have 7 cards at your hand at one point. Any more than that, you have to start discarding them. With the artifacts, Worn Power Stone. It's an artifact, costs 3 mana to cast. Worn Power Stone enters the battlefield tapped. That's an artifact. When you tap it, it adds 2 colorless. So it's essentially a land, but it's classed as an artifact. That's kind of handy. Really, really handy to have. Okay. If the music is a bit too loud, guys, give me a second now. I'm just going to turn it down just a tad. There we go. So, you should be able to hear me a little bit better now. Talisman of Indulgence. Okay, so it's 2 mana. It's an artifact of which, if you tap it, it's gain 1 colorless. Or I can tap it to gain a swamp or mountain, but it will deal 1 damage to me. If you're desperate in order to cast mana and you've got plenty of life to spare, yeah, I would use that. What have we got here? Talisman of Dominance, 2 mana. There we go. Yet again, it's exactly the same as the Talisman of Indulgence, but this time adds 1 island or swamp and deals 1 damage to you. I like the fact as well, I didn't really show you this, but there kind of shows you the logo for the 40k and like type, so you know what family or pack of cards it came from. Talisman of Creativity. Again, it's another talisman, same thing again. It adds either 1 island or 1 mountain, deals 1 damage to you. Tell there's a lot of mana in this. I mean, for 100 cards, I get it. Soul Ring. Just add 2 colorless. Cost 1 to play. So yeah, and it's 1 colorless as well to play. It's not bad. That one's uncommon. Some more sleeves. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Chaos deck one night. I'll do the Tyranids another night, and we'll take it from there. Ooh. The Assault Suit, 4 mana. Artifact Equipment. Equipment creature gets +2/+2, has haste, can't attack you or planeswalker you control, and cannot be sacrificed. So, how does this work then? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipment creature until turn. If you do, untap it. Right, so hang on a minute. So how does this work? It gets +2/+2. Okay. Has haste, can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. But it says at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of equipped creature until end of turn. If you do, untap it. Okay. I'm not too sure how you would play this. I'm dumb, so I need someone to dumb this down for me so I can actually understand it. So, presumably, you would use this on a creature and then to block with, but you could also put it on an enemy's creature for them that they cannot attack anymore, but they can only block. Then why call it assault suit? So, yeah, I know I might need someone to explain that one to me and how that can be used to my advantage. Was it Bitruminous Blast? That's quite cool. Hold it there. Instant spell. So 1 swamp, 1 mountain, 3 colorless. Cascade. And then Bitruminous. But is it Bitruminous? Bitruminous Blast deals 4 damage to target creature. So I can either play the mana cost, or I can exile cards until I get a what's it called? Non-land card that costs less than this. Bile Blight. 2 swamps, instant cast. Target creature and all other creatures with the same name as that creature gets -2, -3 until end of turn. Ooh. That's really good. Either you're going to kill a lot of creatures that way, or weaken them enough for you to swoop in. So this is what you would use. You would declare your attack first. They will do their blockers, and then you'll quickly put this down. And if they can't counter this spell or get rid of it, it'll dramatically weaken anything with the same type of the name. Yeah, so I quite like that one. The Lost and the Damned. Okay, so it's an enchantment. So it's for 1 mountain, 1 island, 1 colors. So whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, so from anywhere other than your hand. Oh, wait, under your control from anywhere other than your hand. Okay. Or you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand. Create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. Right, so what that means is, if I cast a creature spell, I can make a 3/3 red spawn creature token. And then when it comes to land, if a creature has an ability to make land. So basically this works really well with certain creature spells. And I can start making 3/3 creatures. I like that. But there's a lot of creatures in this deck so far. Well, the 2 commanders anyway. That would help me with that. Hey, our first creature. Seeker of Slaanesh. It's 1 mountain, 3 colorless. It's a 3/3. Creature demon. It has haste, which means as soon as you summon it, you can use it straight away. I believe. Yes. It has the skill Allure of Slaanesh. So that's a spell, creature spell. Each opponent must attack with at least 1 creature each combat if able. So what that means is that because of that, I have to attack with at least 1 creature. So that's not a spell that I can choose to do, it's automatically done. So this one forces people to attack, which can be good in a strategy. Very aggressive. So I've got a feeling this might be an aggro deck. Noise Marine. See, I've heard of these. Alright, so this is a 1 mountain, 4 mana. Creature Asteri's Warrior. It has Cascade as well. So I can play Cascade to bring this in. So it's a 3/2. It has Sonic Blaster. When a Noise Marine enters the battlefield, it deals damage equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn to any target. So, you wouldn't play this creature on your main phase, your first main phase. You would cast it on your second main phase. Because if you've cast number of spells, that's spells for anything. That's summoning spells, sorcery spells, instant spells, and then it deals damage equal to targets, to any target. So that's really good if you want to do damage to a player, or if you want to get rid of a creature that's in your way. Quite like that one. The Herald of Slaanesh. 1 mountain, 2 colorless. It has Locus of Slaanesh. So demon spells you cast cost 2 colorless less to cast. And other demons you control have haste. That's really good. Because that means as soon as I start summoning other creatures that has the demon type, I can use them straight away. So very, very happy with that. Chaos Terminator Lord. This sounds awesome. 1 mounted and 3 colorless. Creature is an Asterisk warrior. He's Lord of Chaos. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, another target creature you control gains double strike until end turn. So I believe double strike is where they attack twice in one turn. So say for example this is 3/3, it will attack with 3 and then attack again with another 3. So, but it does say another target creature you control, so maybe not this one. But say for example I had my commander on 6/5, you can attack twice 6. Very nice. Right, let's check and see how long I've been streaming for. Not quite an hour, I'm still good. I'm desperate for a drink though. Okay. Blood Crusher of Khorne. So that's quite cool. So we've got Slaanesh, we've got Khorne. This is 1 mountain, 3 colorless. Creature type is Demon Knight. Sounds awesome. It has Trample. And it has Devastating Charge. Other creatures you control have Trample. Ooh. That is deadly. That and with haste? That is crazy. But 3/3 for 4 mana, that's not bad with a really decent special ability. Let's have a look at this one. Nurgle's Rot. It's a 1 swamp enchantment and it's an aura. So, enchant creature an opponent controls, so you give this to the opponent. When an enchantment creature dies, return Nurgle's Rot to its owner's hand, so that'll be back to me, and you create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plague Bearer of Nurgle. That is awesome. And that's only 1 mana. Oh, that is awesome. The fact it comes back as a demon type as well, just helps me strengthen my creatures. Heralds of Tzizik. Is that Tzizik? Or Tzizinx? I think it's Tzizinx or Tzizik. If anybody knows how to pronounce that, please correct me. Right, let's have a look at the correction. So it's 1 island, 4 colorless, so quite a lot. 3/3 creature, demon type, has flying, which is quite useful. Has a cascade as well. So it's 3/3 flying for 5 mana. Quite expensive, but it does have a cascade, which means as long as I get a non-land card that costs less than this and exile that to the bottom of my library, I can cast this. So it might be worth doing. But if it's a late game creature and I've got plenty of mana, I'm not gonna cascade it. I'm just gonna play it. Sunken Hollow. This is a land type. It says an island swamp. So I tap it, adds either an island or swamp, but when Sunken Hollow, hang on, so you can just read it. Sunken Hollow into the battlefield, tapped unless you control 2 or more basic lands. So that's pretty good. Not good for a first hand per se, but definitely good after on turn 3 onwards. Ooh, and that's slightly holographic. Oh, so that's a rare. Nice. Foreboding Ruins. So land again. As Foreboding Ruins enters the battlefield, so I'm trying to focus here. You may reveal a swamp or mountain card from your hand. If you don't, Foreboding Ruins enter the battlefield tapped. Add 1 swamp. So you have to give away what's in your hand, but it's only under the land, and it means you can use it straight away. If not, it comes in tapped. And yet again, that's a dual type mana to add either a swamp or a mountain. Exotic Orchid. Land. Tap. Add 1 mana of any colour that land an opponent controls could produce. Okay. So as long as they use either a mountain, a swamp, or an island, I can take advantage of that. If they don't, if it's the other colours, which is plains, forest. Wait, is there only 5? How many colours is there into this? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5. Okay, yeah, so it's fine. So as long as they don't play plains or forests, I can use that. Chromatic Lantern. Okay, artifact costs 3 mana. Here we go. Lands you control have tap 1, add 1 mana of any colour. Oh my god, that is amazing. And then tap this one itself, add 1 mana of any colour. So basically it doubles my mana. This is huge. I can see this is why a rare card. Like, I mean, you might only have 1 of each. Say 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 1 island. As soon as you get that, bam! As soon as I tap it, it means it can count as 2. It's huge. Warstorm Surge. Wow, this costs a lot of mana. 1 mountain, 5 colourless. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. That is huge. That is freaking huge. No wonder that's a rare. Cool. That would destroy cards. Just bam, bam, bam. Oh, I just cast my commander in. Oh, it does 6 damage to that creature there. Oh, you have no creatures left? I'm going to attack this turn. Oh, it does 6 damage. Well, potentially. Oh, hang on. I'm already sleeving it while I'm looking at it. Sorry. Reverberate. 2 mountains. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to hold this with my left hand. It's a little bit different. It's an instant spell. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. That's quite cool. Because if I cast a spell and then cast this straight afterwards, it means I can do it twice. Or if an opponent casts a spell, I can use that to copy it, and then on the new copies do that to them as well. I like that one. More sleeves. Chaos Warp. Sorry, if you can't hear me, guys, I'll say that again. Chaos Warp. So this is an instant, 1 mountain, 2 colorless. The owner of the target permanent shuffles it into their library, then shuffles the top. Oh, sorry. And then reveal the top card of the library. If it's a permanent card, they put it on the battlefield. Okay, so basically I swap one card for another. Slightly risky, but if I'm losing badly and I want to get rid of a creature, say goodbye to that creature, and then what comes out could be anything. Could be a land or anything. But if it isn't a permanent, so if it's an instant, they can't put it in the battlefield. It just goes. I think it goes into their hand, I presume. I think. Blasphemous act. Christ, the mana cost on this is crazy. 1 mountain, 8 colorless. That is crazy. Sorcery. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. Thank God for that. Blasphemous Act deals 13 damage to each creature. So that's not just my opponent's, that's mine as well. This is a board clearer. I want to wipe everything off the board. Just whoop, gone. Decree of Pain. 2 swamps, 6 colors. That's 8 mana. Yet again, that's another expensive card. Sorcery. Destroy all creatures. They can't be regenerated. Draw a card for each creature destroyed this way. And I can recycle this from the graveyard. Which means I can play it again and discard this card, draw. Oh no. No, sorry. I can pay that, and instead of play the sorcery, I just draw a new card. When you cycle Decree of Pain, all creatures get -2/-2 until attack. Okay, so I can either wipe everything off or severely reduce creatures down to -2/-2, but also draw a card as well. Okay. Not a bad choice. I believe I'm going in the order of like commons, uncommons. These are all the rares that are coming through now. Past in Flames. 1 mountain, 3 colorless. Sorcery. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback. What's flashback? You may cast this card from your... this is where you cast it from your graveyard for a flashback cost, right? Until end of turn, the flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. Right, okay. So, basically... Okay, so if I play this, I can then play any of my instants and sorceries from my graveyard using its own cost again. But then I gotta exile it. But then when this goes in the graveyard, I can play that again to do all that again as well. So that's why it's an M mythic. So that one, yeah, it's pretty hardcore. Creature card, free. Tanzagor Shaman. 1 mountain, 1 island, 2 colorless. It's a mutant shaman, or shaman, depending on how you pronounce it. Flying. Sorcerer's Elixir. Whenever Tanzagor Shaman deals combat damage to a player, copy the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn when you cast it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Ooh. That's big. And it's got flying, so it's a good chance that it will do damage. Just make sure you play a spell card to go with it. The Ruinous Powers. Enchantment. 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 2 colorless. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose an opponent at random. I suppose if you have multi-opponents, but normally it's 1-on-1. Exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may play that card and you may spend mana as if it was mana of any color to cast it. When you cast a spell this way, its owner loses life value to its mana value. That is crazy. So say if it was the shaman, right? And you turn it over. And it's 4 mana in total. If I pay that, they lose 4 life. And it's an enchantment. That is crazy good. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you've just... Let's have a look at the top card there. And they lose that card as well. They exile the top card. That is a crazy good card. All of them are good. Ooh, Pink Horror. 1 mountain, 1 island, 3 mana. So it's a 5 mana for a 4/4. Creature is a demon horror. So it has coruscating flames? Yeah, coruscating flames. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Pink Horror deals 2 damage to any target. Okay, split. When Pink Horror dies, create 2/2 blue and red demon horrors. Creature tokens named Blue Horror with whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, this creature deals 1 damage. Okay. That's quite cool. So you don't actually... Yeah, you don't actually lose the creature. You just become 2 smaller creatures. Oh, come on. Oh, this deck is huge. Just to show you what it is so far. It's like all of that so far. That does feel nice. I like that. It doesn't slide over the place. What we've got? So Mutalith Vortex Beast. It's 6 mana for a 6/6. That's pretty good go. Creature Mutant Beast with Trample. Sorry, I don't know if you can read that. There we go. Warp Vortex. When Mutalith Vortex Beast enters the battlefield, flip a coin for each opponent you have. For each flip you win, draw a card for each flip. Right, draw a card for each flip you lose. Mutalith Vortex Beast deals 3 damage to that player. Oh, nice. In that case, I want to lose. If I deal 3 damage just off the bat. I mean, getting an extra card is good, but to deal 3 damage for free, I like it. Magnus the Red. 1 mountain, 1 island, 3 mana. It's a 4/5 creature, legendary creature, Demon Primarch. Okay. Has flying, unearthly power. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 mana less to cast for each creature token you control. Right, okay. Blade of Magnus. Whenever Magnus the Red deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. Ooh. And then that's 1 less mana spell for your instant sorcery. That's a really good card. I'm already seeing the combos already. Lucius the Eternal. 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 3 colorless for 5/3. Legendary creature, the Astaris Warrior. So it has haste and has Armor of the Shrieking Souls. When Lucius the Eternal dies, exile it and choose target creature an opponent controls. When that creature leaves the battlefield, return Lucius the Eternal from exile to control under its owner control. That's pretty sweet. So he really is the Eternal. So for the opponent, he has to make sure that creature never dies. If it dies, I get to have this back on the battlefield. kill, maim, burn. I like this. So this is 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 3 mana, 3 colors, sorry. Instant. Choose 1 or more. Destroy target artifact, destroy target creature, kill, maim, burn, deals 3 damage to target player. I'll do all 3. Destroy a target creature, destroy an artifact, and deal 3 damage. Why would you want to choose 1? I mean, I suppose if 1 is the only option, like if he has no artifacts or creatures, you would just do 3 damage to the player. Or for any reason, if I want to get rid of one of my own artifacts or creatures for any reason. Ooh, right, I've seen these. So this is a 3-step enchantment. I never had this when I was younger, so I've seen this played though. So the idea is that when you play it, each turn it does stage 1, then 2, then 3, and after 3 you remove this card. So this is the Horus Heresy. So step 1, oh sorry, mana cost. 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 1 island, 3 colours. So quite a bit of mana costing. Stage 1, for each opponent gain control of up to 1 target non-legendary creature that player controls for as long as the Horus Heresy remains on the battlefield. Okay. So take control of the creature basically, as long as it's a non-legendary creature. Draw a card for each creature you control but don't own. So then I can draw 1 card if it's 1 opponent. And then the 3rd stage, starting with you, each player chooses a creature. Destroy each creature chosen this way. So I'd probably destroy the one I've just taken. Yeah, that makes sense. But if it's 2 versus 2, oh man. Hellbrute. 1 swamp, 1 mountain, 3 colorless. It's an artifact creature. The Ostaris Dreadnought. It has haste and sarcophagus. You may cast Hellbrute from your graveyard by exiling another creature card from your graveyard in addition to paying its other costs. Sweet. So I can go to a cheap creature card, pay 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 3 colorless, and bring this back in. It's a 5/4. Yeah, not to be miffed with, and it's an artifact creature. The only thing is, it doesn't share demon in its name, so it can't get a lot of its benefits from the other cards. Ooh. Drachnien. Legendary artifact equipment. 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 4 mana. Echo of the First Murder. When Drachnien enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature. Okay. But it doesn't say which one, so I presume that means anyone. Daemon Sword. Equipped creature with menace. Oh, sorry, equipped creature has menace. I can't remember what menace does again. And gets plus X plus 0, where X is the exiled card's power. Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, so if it was a 4/4, then the power would be 4. So the creature will have plus 4 plus 0. And it costs 2. I can see that would have been quite useful. I presume you're meant to take out your own creature. But it doesn't state it, so I need to find out if that means I can take out an opponent's creature? It says 1 target creature. I presume it's meant to be your own creature. Chaos Mutation. 1 mountain, 1 island, 3 mana. It's an instant. There we go. Exile any member of target creature controlled by different players. Wait. Exile any member of target creature controlled. Okay. For each creature exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then puts the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. Okay. So So I can exile, say, like 7 creatures. So then they can reveal the top 7 cards. But it says until they reveal a creature card. So 7 cards, and the first creature they get, that comes straight out of play. I'd say that's worth it. There's another way of card removal, so I'm down for that. Ooh. Almost there, guys, almost there. Chaos Defiler. 1 mountain, 1 swamp, 3 others. It's an artifact creature, demon construct. So this does have demon in its title. It has trample and has a battle cannon. So when Chaos Defiler enters the battlefield or dies, for each opponent, choose a non-land permanent that a player controls. Destroy 1 of them chosen at random. Nice. That would be worth bringing back. I haven't talked this much for ages. My throat's killing me. Yeah, just make sure it focuses. I suppose you can't really see anything, so it's all blurry until I hold it up. Blood for the Blood God. Oh my god, the amount of mana of this. 1 mountain, 2 swamps, 8 colourless. That's crazy. It's an instant. This spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Okay. Discard your hand. Then draw 8 cards. Blood for the Blood God deals 8 damage to each opponent. Exile Blood for the Blood God. Whew. So, you would do this on your second main phrase. And obviously, you would do this in a way to try to force yourself to get new cards in your hand. It is literally almost like a desperate attempt to get a decent hand, but we'll see. Let the galaxy burn. Mountain, 5 colourless and X colourless. As Cascade, let the galaxy burn deals X plus 2 damage to each creature that didn't enter the battlefield this turn. So X is how much money you spent. So let's say I spent 5. Let the galaxy burn deals 5 damage plus 2 damage to each creature that didn't enter the battlefield. So if they're already there, they'll all lose 7 damage. That's quite good. And it's a sorcery, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Really nice. Knight's Rampager. It's 1 mountain, 4 colours. It's an artifact creature, Knight type. It has Trample, Frenzied Rampage. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose an opponent at random. Knight Rampager attacks that player this combat if able. Okay. When Knight Rampager dies, it deals 4 damage to a target opponent chosen at random. So it kind of picks its fights at random. I mean, on a 1-on-1 fight, that's easy. It's a 6-5 though. I mean, that's the impressive part. Karn the Betrayer. So this is a 5-1. That's crazy, 5-1. Legendary creature, Asterius Berserker. It costs 1 mountain, 3 colourless. It has Berserker, which means Karn the Betrayer attacks or blocks each combat if able. It has the Sigil of Corruption. So when you lose control of Karn the Betrayer, draw 2 cards. So while I lose control, the Betrayer, if damage would be dealt to Karn the Betrayer, prevent that damage and an opponent of your choice gains control of it. Okay, it's a bit risky. So basically, if this receives any damage, prevent that damage and then this one takes control of it. But when I lose control of it, I get to draw 2 cards, and then the opponent can use this card against me. Or if I damage it, this card goes back in mode. So this is a kind of a tennis card. It'll go back and forth. Okay. Hence why it's called Card in the Betrayer. Keeper of Secrets. 1 mountain, 5 colorless. It's a creature demon, sits 4. Has first strike and haste. So if I'm a first strike, that means that when it deals damage to a blocker, you have to do first strike first, and if you kill the opponent doesn't do any damage back. And haste means I can use it straight away. But has sympathy. Oh, sympathy. Oh, symphony of pain. Symphony. Yeah, symphony of pain. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, Keeper of Secrets deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to the target opponent. Very nice, very nice. Dark Apostle. It's a 1 mountain, 3 colorless creature of the Astaris Warlock. And it's a 3/3. And it has the ability called Gift of Chaos. 3 mana, tap it. The next non-creature spell you cast this turn has Cascade. Huh. Non-creature spell. Okay. I need to learn how Cascade works. I need to see someone playing this deck first to give me an idea. Oh, Bloodthirster! I remember this creature from Games Workshop. 1 mountain, 5 colorless. It's a creature demon, sits. So 6 mana for sits. It's pretty good, right? It has flying. It has trample. Whenever Bloodthirster deals combat damage to a player, untap it. After this combat phase, there is an additional combat phrase. Oh my god. Bloodthirster can't attack a player it has already attacked this turn. That is insane. Jesus. The fact that it has flying and trample. If it had haste and first strike, I mean... the Aspiring Champion. 1 mountain, 3 colorless. It's a creature from the Astaris Warrior. It's a 3/3. It has Menace, which I can't remember what that does again. And it has Ruinous Ascension. When Aspiring Champion deals combat damage to a player, sacrifice it. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that creature onto the battlefield. Then shuffle the rest into your library. If that creature is a demon, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Okay. It says if you do, so it gives you the choice if you want to sacrifice it. So you don't have to. But that's quite good to bring out a better creature, and then its power is dealt damage to each opponent. Venom Crawler, artifact creature demon. It's a 1 swamp 3 colorless 2/2. This has lifelink, which means every time it does damage to anything, it gains that much life back. It's the Devourer Soul, so whenever another creature dies, put +1/+1 counter on Venom Crawler. That is whenever another creature, that's any creature then. This is so overpowered. Okay, we've got 10 cards left. We can do this, guys. Tallyman of Nurgle. It's a 1 swamp 2 colorless. It's a creature from the Astaris Warrior. It's a 2/3. It has lifelink,
The Sevenfold Chant. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, you draw a card and you lose a life. If 7 or more creatures die this turn, instead you draw 7 cards and you lose 7 life. Okay, so either 1 creature or 7 creatures, basically. Nothing in between. Risky card, risky, but with the life link, I mean, you might be able to replenish your life if you do lose that much life. Sloppity Bile Piper. It's 1 swamp, 3 mana. It's a creature demon, 3/3, that has Folly Gut Pipes. So for 2 mana and you tap this, sacrifice a creature. The next creature spell... Oh, hang on, let me get this in focus. Here we go. The next creature spell you cast this turn has Cascade. Okay. Like I say, I'm trying to think of a way that I know how Cascade might be quickly used to do spells and stuff, but for creatures... Poxwalkers. 1 swamp, 2 colourless. Creatures zombie. See, I love zombie cards. It's a 3/1 creature. It has Death Touch. Now that's interesting. Death Touch means that even if a creature blocks it, that creature is guaranteed to die. Curse of the Walking Pox. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, return Poxwalkers from the graveyard to the battlefield tap. Well, that's beautiful. Oh! Plague Drone. 1 swamp, 3 mana. It's a 3/3 creature demon. Has flying and rot fly. If an opponent would gain life, that player loses that much life instead. Oh my god. That is so good against forest lands. I'm going to try and get lots and lots of life. Having that out, just bam, instead you lose all that life. Nurgle Conscription. Okay, 1 swamp, 4 mana. It's an instant. Put target creature card from an opponent's graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control. Then exile that player's graveyard. Wait, exile that player's graveyard? Holy crap. That's one way to wipe out someone's graveyard. It's a good counter against other Chaos decks. Ooh, what's this? Mortion, Daemon Primarch. It's a 5 colourless 1 swamp. Legendary creature, Daemon Primarch, 5 sets, has flying and also has Primarch of the Death Guard. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X mana. If you do, create X mana 2/2 Black Asteris Warrior creature tokens with Menace. X can't be greater than the amount of life you lost this turn. Oh, so I need to lose life to do that. Which there are some cards that work with that. Okay. So in that case, it is quite nice to lose some life to kind of get you that lean way of casting more. Mandate of Abaddon. It's a 1 swamp, 3 colourless. Try to show that there. There we go. Sorcery card. Choose target creature you control. Destroy all creatures with power less than that creature's power. Nice. Really nice. That's another. That could be a potential board wiper. Just boop. Oh. Now my friend misread this once and called this the Great Uncle one. And from then onwards, we just called it that. But this is the Great Unclean one. 1 swamp, 4 colorless. Creature demon, 4/5. And this has reverberating summons. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 2 life. Okay, that's quite cool. Then for each opponent who has less life than you, create a 1/3 black demon creature token named Plague Bearer of Nurgle. Nice. So it pays to be aggressive. Blight Grenade. Oh, I love the sound of this. 1 swamp, 4 colorless. It's quite expensive. It's a sorcery card. Destroy target creature, and then all creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn. Nice. That's really good. Now, I know it affects my own, but at the same time, sometimes it's willing to lose a creature to get it done. Right, last card. Lord of Change. It's a 1 island, 6 mana, so quite expensive for a 6/6 creature demon type. It has flying and ward free. I don't know what that means. It also has the Architect of Deception. When Lord of Change enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Nice. Alright. That is the deck all sleeved up, ready to go, including obviously our 2 champions on these 2 here. And obviously in this one, there's more cards as well. I think what I'll do is, I presume these are all the legendary creatures that has foil. Either the mythic or... because that card seems a lot thicker than it is. So I think I'll keep that sealed, and I'll open that off stream. I might even do an Instagram picture of that one. But anyway, that is it. Does all of these fit? Obviously, I'm not going to shuffle them because look how many cards there is. That's huge. Do they all fit in here? I'm hoping they can fit with the sleeves. Just. Like that little chaos symbol there, just to remind you, because then when you close it, you see it there. And there it is. Quite a hefty weight. But that's it there. Magic. So, I'll open that on Instagram, I think, later on in the week. Card reminder. That one there. I would like that as rules. I've got 3 sleeves left. So, obviously I'm going to need more than that if I want to cover them as well. But what I might do with these is that I don't know if these are playable cards. So I may just use... let me just grab these. Top loaders to protect them. See how that goes. Right. So I'm quite happy with that. Quite happy with the sleeves as well. Very nice. As a reminder, I will do one of these the next time. It's just that the stream's gone on for about an hour and a half. I think I want to cut off there, so let me switch it back over to my other camera. And we're back. So yeah, let me turn the light back up so you guys can actually see me. There we go. So yeah, my first unboxing of the Magic the Gathering Warhammer 40k, and that was the Chaos deck, the Ruinous Powers, which is a free mana type deck. So yeah, I'm quite excited to open up the Tyranid one, and then, I mean, I doubt I can do this, but I would like to get someone in on a stream or in on a mobile stream, and then we'll learn to play the game. But I need to like re-look at the rules, how Commander works as a play style, relearn some of the rules. Like I don't know, I think Menace is that you have to block him. I could be wrong though. But I remember Haste, I remember First Strike, I remember Double Strike, and all that kind of stuff. But you know, it's coming back to me. But yeah, I'm quite improved with that. So yeah, I think I'll do another video where I'll do the Tyranid one with what I've got left sealed, which is that one. What I will do is that I might do either a TikTok or a 30-second Instagram video of me just opening it up, go for each one and have a look at it and see what they are, and see if because it doesn't look they're meant to go in the deck. I think they're meant to be my foils of all the mythic and legendary ones I've got in the deck already. So, I mean, I could put them in, but I feel that they're not meant to go in. You know, it's like one of those collector's things. But yeah, so I'll call it quits there, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'll be posting this VOD up on YouTube probably in a day or two, because obviously I want to make sure between Twitch and YouTube there's at least 24 hours apart, and then anyone who didn't see it can watch it on there in case they miss out on Twitch. I'll take it from there. Anyway, thank you for coming by. I doubt Cow is still in the chat, because I know he was ready to go to bed when I was starting. So thank you so much for joining me, Cow, at the start of the stream. And until then, thanks for coming along, and I'll see you the next time, guys. See you later. Bye bye.